Today, we're going to be progressing our way through the 8 rings as we continue our journey with the incredible prog, alt rock, whatever you want to call them band, The Deer Hunter. This is Antimai. Hello everybody and welcome back to another album review / reaction here on the channel. My name is Patrick and this is my cousin Cody, no relation. And is that funny to say that? I say that all the time and I'm like, every time okay, well I'll probably stop doing it, but whatever. You guys heard it last year. Anyway, I am so excited because if you haven't followed us or seen our last Deer Hunter video, but you saw our first one, which is when we reacted to their new album from this year, Sunya, the first time both Cody or I had heard that album. Cody enjoyed it enough and we got enough views on that video. I said in that video, if we got, I think, over like 500 views, that I would commit to doing the entire Deer Hunter catalog on the channel because it's something I really wanted to do really bad. We got over 1,000 views. That video did really well, and we got lots of positive feedback in the comments. So Cody and I decided that we are going to, at least with Cody, we're going to do this Antimai sort of series where we have Indigo Child, Antimai, and then Sunya. And then if Cody wants to, we will do Acts albums, and if not, it'll just be me myself, but we'll see how he likes this album, because I think this is going to be the first true big test of an album for him. This is the first sort of big meaty album from them that he's going to be hearing, and it's going to be quite different from Sunya and Indigo Child. Okay. But at least I think it is, based on having heard all 3 of them now. But for everybody watching, we have decided we are going to do more Deer Hunter on the channel. I am very committed to this band. If you're unfamiliar kind of with my history with the band and what I know and what I don't know, I would recommend go check out the other 2 videos we have on the channel. We have now done Sunya, and then we went back and started this trilogy with Indigo Child, which we were shocked to find out when we started the video that it was only like a 2-song EP and then the soundtrack to a short film. So in that video, we actually did this. We
bamboozled ourselves.
Yeah, we did the 2 songs, like sort of the singles, and then we did the soundtrack, which we kind of just talked over because we're not a big fan of like instrumental stuff here too much. And it's good music for talking over. And then we watched the whole entire short film, and that video is awesome. I'm really proud of that one, and I recommend everyone go check that one out, and our Sunya reaction as well. And so we are here today to sort of complete this trilogy and do the big, chunky, meaty section of this where we talk about the city itself. I believe the city is Antimai, is the name of the city. Okay. And then the 8 rings of the city. And so very excited for this. I'm excited for everybody to see this finally, and for us to finally be doing this. And then to let everybody know again, one more time, that I am committed to doing the acts as well. So whether that's me, myself, or with Cody, we'll decide that kind of at the end of this video. But I'm so excited for this whole journey to kind of start and really get going. Indigo Child threw us off because we didn't know it was an EP. We thought it was like a somewhat short album full of like 6 to 7 songs, but instead
it was more of a glorified single.
Yeah, it was basically a single,
and then a instrumental soundtrack to the film. But we watched the film, and that was awesome.
It was really cool, yes, and I think it gives context.
And we also watched. Did we watch we watched something else, didn't we?
We didn't. Oh, we did watch the Deer Hunter in the studio doing their own cover version of Maneater from the Musilek,
and that was fun because we got a good idea of kind of how they are as a band. I got an idea of the band themselves.
Yeah, and which is so funny because we were actually out shopping today, and I was at Goodwill, and I literally, one of my ideas, I wanted to buy a cardigan because like 3 of the 5 members of the band in that video were wearing like nice old man cardigans. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I need to get a cardigan for our Deer Hunter reactions, but I didn't do that. So instead, I'm wearing my awesome new Horizon t-shirt that I bought at Walmart for $13. So everyone head to Walmart, check that out. So everybody, welcome to the video. If you're familiar with our other Deer Hunter videos, welcome back. And if this is your first time here, welcome. We are going to listen to the entire album from front to back. We will be pausing between songs. I think there might be a couple of songs on this album that flow together, but I didn't pre-listen to this one. I have heard this album before in its entirety, but mainly when I sit down to listen to this album, I consider this to be a very chunky, meaty, like weighty album, and it's hard for me to get all the way through it. And so I usually listen to the first 4 or 5 songs, and then I kind of I leave it. But I have listened to the entire thing at least once, and I'm excited to sit down and focus on it more and talk about it, which is what we're going to do. We will be talking over the songs probably quite a bit, talking about what we're hearing and the production and the lyrics. Cody will have the lyrics up, and we'll kind of just go through the meanings of the songs and everything. So we're excited to do all of that stuff. But before we get to all of that, I want to say that we have, in the description of the video, we have links to all sorts of awesome stuff, including our new Deer Hunter playlist, which I'm going to be adding all the videos we record and in the future, put all that stuff in this playlist. And also links to our Ko-Fi account if you want, or our Coffee account if you want to donate to us. And then most importantly, links to our Discord, where we are building our awesome community there of music lovers and metal fans and Metallica fans and all sorts of different
Patrick fans.
People. Patrick, I guess there's a few people there. Mostly Patrick haters, but we go over there and have fun. Yeah, we have fun with all that. Usually it's Chris lovers is what it is, but
everybody loves the Chris's.
Everybody loves the Chris's. But anyway, so check all that stuff out. And I also want to say I found something really fun for us to do in this video, but we'll get to that in a second. Bear with me because I have a tiny little stack of things that I bought today at Goodwill that I wanted to show Cody, and I thought, I'll do it in the video. And then probably cut it out later. But so the first thing I wanted to just show, I was very excited to find this. This is the Talking Heads album that Cody and I did a reaction to, I think 3 years ago.
If only there was YouTube. What are the things used to pop up in YouTube videos? The annotations or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You could like pop up a link to that video.
I think you can still do that, but boy, would that be a giant waste of my time trying to figure out how to do that.
They should let people crowdsource those.
I wish, that would be awesome. If someone,
like a viewer could like suggest a change, you just click okay.
They'd have to do it that way, because if you could just automatically do it, people would post links to stuff that have nothing to do with it.
Well, what it should do is we should say right here, we have a video on this, and then AI should just like automatically put a link to it.
That was probably something that will happen in the future, but I'd rather do it myself. I don't want AI doing it.
I like how now when you say like the word subscribe or whatever, like highlights the subscribe button at the bottom. You ever notice that?
Really? No,
Yeah, if you ever watch, I guess you have to be at the desktop version where you have the menu bar and everything. But if someone says like subscribe or whatever, it'll like do a little rainbow thing around the subscribe button.
Really? Well, let's test it out, everybody who's watching. Subscribe. 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 I don't know how to say subscribe in any other languages. It's subscribe. I don't know. Okay, so a few other CDs I found that I'm pretty excited for. Chris Stapleton, a country artist. And then I found this I thought you might find as interesting, Cody. This is the Ravenettes. Okay, I bought 2 CDs for you, Cody. I bought... now this will be the second time we're talking about country music. I promise you we do not talk about country music very much on the channel here.
You bought me a country CD?
I did. One of my favorite... it's actually... I could very strongly argue that it's not country at all. Okay. And it's one of my favorite albums of all time. I think it's one of the most impressive albums I've ever heard, and it was #1 the year that this came out. This is the Zac Brown Band's album, Jekyll and Hyde. But that's one of them. And then also I bought you, because I already have it, this is Eraser, the greatest hits of Erasure.
Oh, nice.
Band. And then speaking of Depeche Mode, I found this awesome compilation. It's called Yo, Just Say Yes, Volume 2. Oh, sorry, Just Say Yo. What the heck? It says Just Say. Okay, so it's on the side. It says Just Say Yo, but on this it says Just Say Yes on here. But it's. I think I have Volume 1 of this.
Volume 1 was Just Say Yes.
Oh, and this says Just Say Yo.
But that might be why it says yes on that.
Okay.
It's Volume 2 of that.
Volume 2 of collection. Just, okay. And this is Just Say Yo. The last thing I bought, this is the coolest thing I bought by far. This is a awesome 30th and 40th anniversary Mannheim Steamroller collection, autographed by Chip Davis.
Chip Davis himself.
Autographed by Chip, who I have met in real life and went to his studio and talked to him about recording and stuff before.
He's still around, right?
Yeah, okay. He is. Yep.
I know Mannheim Steamrollers. I didn't know if it was still.
Here's the actual steamroller on there.
They're local to us, by the way, if anyone's wondering.
Oh, yes, we're from Nebraska, which is definitely the most famous Nebraska band of all time, and also like I think the most famous Christmas
Oh, for
band
sure.
of all time.
They're huge.
But anyway, so this is cool. It's the 3040 is called. And so it's the 30th anniversary of, it's 30 years of Christmas. So the first disc is Christmas songs. And then it's the 40th anniversary, 40 years of Fresh Air.
Oh, nice.
So it's Fresh Air Disc 1 and Fresh Air Disc 2. And it's just sort of like compilations of from across Fresh Air. And then there's a book in here with all the like really cool artwork and pictures and stuff of the guys. And it's very cool. And for those who don't know, I worked at a recording studio in Omaha, Nebraska with one of the guys that worked on a lot of this material. And so that's how I got to meet Chip and go to the warehouse where they record and all that stuff. And I worked with the guy that mastered quite a few of the original Mannheim Steamroller albums and other things that American Gramophone worked on in the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah. And both of us were always on the lookout for American Gramophone stuff. Kind of, they put out so much stuff. It's like,
yes,
but it's fun to fill in the collection of that. And they're all like super high quality.
I was going to say, if anybody's watching this, you're a fan of the Deer Hunter, obviously, and you don't know what American Gramophone is. It was a very high fidelity record label that was started by Chip Davis in Omaha, Nebraska. And then it extended down into Kansas. And then eventually they started going to Europe and recording in London with the London Philharmonic Orchestra at Abbey Road and stuff. But in the 70s and into the 80s, American Gramophone records were what a lot of stereo what would you call them, Cody? They were the albums that were used to test stereo equipment because it was the highest frequency range that you could get on an album, and the low end was so nice and beefy, and the high end was so nice and crispy and clear that they would stores would use American Gramophone records as demo records. Exactly. Yeah. And cool. If you are unfamiliar with what the Fresh Air series is, it's a series of 7, I think, or 8.
Who knows? They probably made,
No. It's either 7 or 8, but it's a series of albums that Chip made, and they are. I think it's technically new age is what they call them, the style of music, but it is very progressive. It is orchestral in nature overall, but it uses lots of synths. And people know Mannheim Steamroller, and which is the band that Chip performs under. People know their Christmas music, so you've definitely heard several, if not a dozen or more Mannheim Steamroller songs. But anyway, sorry, I don't want to waste time doing this. I just want to say, if you like the Deer Hunter and their production and the like thought that goes into everything, definitely look up any of the artists on American Gramophone records, and specifically the Fresh Air series by Mannheim Steamroller and Chip Davis. Yep. Which we're all very familiar with here because it's like, again, we're from Nebraska.
You find them all the time around here too.
Yep, for sure. And like I said, I worked with the guy that did a lot of that stuff. So we had just the gold records sitting around and hung on the wall with our platinum records and stuff just on our studio because Cleet worked on a couple of those. But anyway, okay, so we are here to do Deer Hunter. I may cut some of that stuff out, but we have something special for this video. I found doing some research for this video. Again, I have heard this album before, but in doing research for this, I wanted to dig more into the lore of Antimai, because Cody and I found it very interesting to get into the lore of Sunya and Indigo Child. And so we did some digging into those albums, and we found it was really interesting and cool. And the whole time I kept telling Cody, Antimai is this sort of big middle chunk of this project that's kind of the meat of the whole thing. It's the longest album we're going to be listening to of theirs, and it has, I think, the most lore associated with it. And so I did a very cursory search of the lore before we started recording here, and I found an awesome video. So I'm going to bring it up now. This is a video by a lady or a channel run by a lady called JJ Metalhead is the name of the channel. And I was excited looking at this because it looks like her channel is about the size of our channel. So if anybody's watching this, she's done several Deer Hunter videos over the last couple of months going through, I believe so far she's done Act 1, and then she's done, she might have done more. I didn't look through the channel very much, but I saw she did Act 1, she did Indigo Child, she did Antimai, she did Sunya. And her YouTube channel is based on metal and rock concept albums and explaining the story of those concept albums. That is her whole channel. Plus, she does some book stuff because she is also. I went and looked at her website, followed the links through her stuff, went and looked at her website. She is an author herself who has written several books. It all looks very cool to me. She has a lot of the same taste as what I do specifically, and what our channel here does. So it seems like this is a really cool channel that I found. I subscribed to her. I like the video already. And so I just wanted to shout this channel out. And so this is a 15-minute video here explaining the lore of Antimai. So instead of Cody and I trying to flounder around trying to find this stuff, I thought we'll just watch this video. I watched the first couple of minutes and it seemed like she knew what she was talking about. She was doing a good job of explaining it. And so I thought we'll just watch this instead. And if any of the people who follow our channel see this, go check out her channel and follow her channel, because I think that if you follow us, you would like her. And if you're a fan of the Deer Hunter, you maybe already know of her because she's been releasing Deer Hunter content, in which case, thank you for finding us. Yeah, so this seems like be really cool. And if she ever happens to see this, I don't know how this kind of stuff works, where like smaller channels, I hope she doesn't mind me calling her channel small, but like, we're about the same size. But like, if there's a way for us to like, I know you could do collabs and stuff, but like you have to like get permission from the other channel and stuff. So if she sees this, if you see this, JJ Metalhead, and you want to collab on this video so we can both we won't get any ad revenue from this. It's all going to go to the Deer Hunter because that's how our channel works. We use the music from the albums we're listening to in our videos in the videos themselves, so all of our ad revenue goes to those bands. But if there's a way for us to connect or whatever somehow, just let me know. Try to contact me somehow through this, send me a comment or something, but make sure you tag me in the comments so I see it. And then if you like the way we do stuff and you want to do some sort of collaboration video, it seems like we would be a good fit together to talk about a lot of the same kind of music and stuff. So let me know if you want to try to do some sort of a collaboration or something, if you ever see this. If not, everybody watching this, go to her channel and check that out and give the video specifically a like, and then look around her channel. It looks like she has a ton of really cool videos about really interesting concept albums. Mostly focusing on metal stuff, but she also has some really fun videos about like fantasy books and horror books and like characters from famous novels and things, and all that stuff looked really interesting to me too. So everybody watching this video, go check out her channel. So we are going to spend 15 minutes here watching this. If for some reason this gets us in copyright trouble, but the video gets claimed or something, and I want to post it, without, I'll try to contact her if that's the case. But like, if for some reason I have to cut this out, know that's what we'll do. But if, Cody and I are going to sit here now and watch her video and basically react to her video explaining to us the lore. So, all right, you got it pulled up, Cody?
Yes.
Okay, let me go to theater mode. So I think I'll be full screen there. Okay. All right, I'm at 0.00. Ready?
Okay.
All right, in 3, 2, 1.
Freaks, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is JJ, and here on my channel I discuss the stories behind rock and metal concept albums. Today I will be discussing the Deer Hunter's 2022 album Antimai. And this is a follow-up to the Indigo Child album that I discussed in a previous video.
Which is the last video we did.
Feel free to Indigo here Child. Or down in the
See, she can do annotations.
In this album, we explore
she knows how to do
the
it.
Post-apocalyptic and dystopian society that has arisen from the end of the world that takes place in the same universe as the Indigo Child from the previous album. So Antimai is the name of this city. It is the last city on Earth, and it is organized in a series of 8 concentric circles. So outside these 8 rings is nothing but desolation, or at least that is what we're told. So the citizens of Antimai,
right? Because we started at the end of the story,
because there's no other option. There's nowhere else for them to go. And each track on this album goes on to explain what.
But again, it's kind of like that show on Apple, The Silo, where these people are in a silo and they think something they think something might be out there, but they're being told it's a wasteland.
To me, that's just like Ergo Proxy, my favorite anime, and screams Attack on Titan.
Let's get into track 1, Ring 8, Poverty. So we start with the farthest ring from the
So
center.
from what I saw from the video, Cody, she's going to go from through each song.
Citizens living in the outskirts.
So
now,
we'll just watch the whole video, though.
Refugees
Get the
are
overlay.
hardly even part of the city, as they live just outside the 7th wall. Then there's nothing separating the slums from the desolate dead zone all around them. And here, every day is a struggle to survive for the people living in Ring 8. And this is, I believe, where Parser and Zetvik reside from the Cycle 8 prologue short film.
Which we saw.
Here, the children are taken by the state on their 8th cycle or their 8th birthday to go serve in work camps until they are 20. Ring 8 is also
So I wonder
where
what
the belief in
ring,
the Indigo
what we
Child
watched,
is
what ring
strongest.
that took place in.
The
She
faith
just said
in,
Ring 8.
a savior
that was
is
all
not
in
really
Ring 8. Oh,
It's
I
the
thought they were taking
poverty.
from day to
It's
day.
the poverty
They
ring.
just
So
kind
they
of
send them to the
quietly
camps that
waiting
are
patiently
probably
for the
also
Indigo
within
Child
Ring
to
8.
return.
I would
guess.
assume, yeah.
Okay.
Just hoping that she will come sometime in their lifetime to save them all. We then get into
The Indigo
track
Child.
2, Ring 7, Industry. So my impression of this ring is that it is full of factories and sweatshops where people are pretty much worked to death. Now, it may or may not be where the kids from Ring 8 are taken after retrieval when they turn 8.
Okay.
But
No,
my
she's-
guess is
yeah,
this
she'll
is
explain
this
it.
is where the work camps would be. This song focuses on Ring 7 being a place of punishment.
Hold on. I'm just
Punishment
okay.
for those who have fallen from grace in the upper rings, failed to make it as part of the society in one of the other rings, and you'll be dragged down to Ring 7, where you'll be forced to become a mechanic, which is basically a worker bee who thinks nothing outside of his or her role in the cog of the industrious machine that is Ring 7. However bad life
All of this is
is
referenced in
it
the
can
lyrics,
still
by
get
the way.
worse. So if you get in
Yeah.
trouble in Ring
And I know
7,
that just
sounds like it's
from hearing the
still
album.
threat of being cast out to
Okay.
Ring 8, which is worse than living in Ring 7. At least in Ring 7, you get food and water and shelter, which none of that is guaranteed in Ring 8. The lyrics of this song follow a new arrival in
I would
Ring
love to know
7
the
being shown
population
around by
numbers
someone
of each
familiar
ring.
with
Yeah.
the territory who gives him the lay of the land. And it explains to him that he should just embrace his new life, as there's no going back to whatever upper ring that he arrived from. So now you might be wondering, what might earn you a demotion into Ring 7 from one of the upper rings? Well, failing to fit in with society and the expectations of the other rings, acting outside the law, or
Conformity!
even towing the line of the status quo, or being what is called a biopariah, which is anyone from the upper rings who refuses and or is unable to marry and procreate. And so I have a theory that having faith in the Indigo Child will land you in Ring 7 or 8 as well. It's not exactly clear where the line is of the Indigo Child believers versus the God Emperor XCV believers within these rings, but I have a feeling that faith in the Messiah is for those outside the influence of the God Emperor, and, you know, any whisper or fealty towards the child would then be akin to treason and would land you in one of these lower rings like 7 or 8. Now on to track 3, Ring 6, Lowtown. Ring 6 is responsible for growing all the food to feed the entire city. The problem is that the walls
If you want, Cody, you can
separating
bring up
Ring
a
6
high-res
and,
image
walls
of the
separating
cover
all
of the
other
album and then
rings
zoom in
are
on the
so
ring.
ridiculously high
Yeah,
that
it
it barely allows any sunlight into the sector. So working the soil ruined by desolation is an impossible task in and of itself. But I think this kind of goes beyond food. I think the people of Ring 6 are also responsible for growing the population of workers as well, which makes being what I mentioned before, a biopariah, the ultimate sin. So because in a world where people are worked to death, there will always be a need for more slaves to fill the mouths of the rich and the greedy in the upper rings. Maybe more literally than we may have thought on the surface, but I'll get into that in another track. Anyway, however difficult it might be working in Ring 6, the people have accepted their fate and built
I wonder at what ring do you
camaraderie
start to get a decent quality of
camaraderie
life?
between each other, and even somewhat glorify the impossible task before them. Growing food in a barren and almost sunless landscape is just their task at hand, and there's no way around it, so they just give it their best shot. They keep their heads down, they go to work because, hey, you know, it could always get worse. You could be thrown into Ring 7 or 8. And on to track 4, Ring 5, Middle Class.
She's so concise and
this
efficient.
Is where the first ring where
I'm not
the
used to this.
people
I know.
are
Oh, yeah,
above
not with the way we
living
do
and
stuff,
working
no.
for survival, for the most part. The sliver of freedom and the flimsy happiness that the middle class enjoy is enough to keep them keep them in line, basically. They count their blessings, and they don't dare question or think for themselves, as doing so could risk what little it is that they have. And this is the first ring, I think, that really holds faith in the God Emperor XCV. I don't think the Indigo Child is ever really heard of much in this sector, much less whispered about, but that's just my conjecture. People in Ring 5 know they live in a world of injustice, but they don't do anything about it because they're too busy keeping their heads above the water, just barely wealthy enough to have pride in what they have and an immense fear in what life would be like without it. After all, they can always look down at the other rings, the refugees in Rings 6 through 8, and see everything that they have to lose if they don't do what is expected of them.
Mm-hmm.
And here the big focus is again on procreation. But of course, the more kids you have, the harder it is to provide for them. And so the further you become entrapped into this system of working with your head down and never ever stepping out of line. However, there are signs that the system is broken. There are riots and unrest. Despite the push to grow the population, they are running out of space and resources. But it's easy to ignore all of that and focus on the here and now for the people in the middle class, as they kind of hang their hope on their children, that their children might ascend through the rings by marrying up, which seems to me like a false promise offered to these people in order to keep them from straying from the path. And that takes us into track 5, Ring 4, Patrol. Okay, I really hope I don't lose my voice in this video, because this is my second video of the day, and my voice tends to go after that much talking.
Rookie.
Anyway,
we can talk for 2.5 hours easy.
Vibes that we get on this
You've
track
done more than
very
this video already in this video.
We did.
Sphere track in the previous album. Anyway, here we meet a patrolman who is one of the law enforcers of the city.
Okay.
Back in the Indigo Child prologue, we learned about retrieval and where the children are taken from the outer
So
rings
is that the big
camps. And here,
metal
the
guy?
children who are taken have a chance to be selected.
I don't know. That's a good thought.
Which
Probably.
I believe means that they get a chance to become a patrolman. So if you are deemed worthy of guard, this elevates you to the 4th ring, where you get to basically lord over all the other people in the rings below you. You get to be a law enforcer.
It's like, I wonder what travel there is between, are the middle class people allowed to go to other rings?
I wouldn't think so. Probably I would just the police, I would assume.
Refugees or outer citizens.
Or people who, I'm sure there's a black market for everything, ways to go through,
And you can see how power corrupts, as the patrolman whose point of view we are seeing in this song doesn't hesitate to enact any kind of brutality. And how he feels he is so far above where he came from.
Interesting. So I like that the perspectives are changing to people in those rings.
Justice and punishing the
I assume,
disobedient. But whatever power these patrolmen
and we'll still go through the lyrics of all these songs as we're listening.
Just pawns in the game. Should they refuse to do their job or become insubordinate in any way, they will be punished or
It's also
killed.
kind of like Equilibrium, or the movie The Island. If you ever saw that,
lyrics like
you showed me The Island. I like that.
Oh yeah. Oh no, my furnace just kicked on. Everybody, sorry.
It could mean that there's
a
possibility that the patrolmen have some kind of memory wipe, available to them. But I don't know, this may
I didn't
have
even
to
mention
do
Snowpiercer.
The
There's so much like this.
For sure.
Thing that was injected into Zetvik in the prologue video. I don't know, it seemed like a pretty routine thing for this kind of bright light.
And while it may be like a cliche premise, like to make it into an album is pretty cool. It's pretty
absolutely.
Unique.
And even because it's cliche doesn't mean it's not awesome.
Right.
All the things we're mentioning, I love all of those things.
Explained more in this upcoming album. And I don't know if it's like something that's more technological.
And when you make stuff into songs, you're telling the stories with songs. Like you kind of lose the ability.
Let me know your theories down in
that you would have in like a movie to be subtle in some of these things.
So in Ring 3, we see the gluttony and escapism espoused by the political and religious leaders of this ring.
Because it's also very similar to Hunger Games.
They live in a life of luxury and gladly step on the people
with the different districts
below them in order to maintain their status and lifestyle. So the first half of the song, The Hall of the Guides, comes from the point of view of the guides, who are supposed to be the governing people of the Antimai, one of whom we met back in the Cycle 8 short film. So during a meeting, a demagogue of the guides kind of gives this proud declaration of their
So this is the song that's my favorite one, I think, on the album. I'm not sure.
The cream of the
Maybe
crop
not.
feels more like a drugged
the
out
longer
speaker
ones are the ones I like the
one
most.
of the upper class individuals.
Because there's a lot of awesome like instrumental moments in the middle of the song.
We're seeing everything through this sort of inebriated, rose-colored lens, which is, I think, how the people in this ring operate, not caring what goes on beyond the walls, only involved in the here and now, and maintaining their lifestyle of luxury. And okay.
That sounds just like people in the capital of
probably not true.
Hunger Games.
But I was thinking to myself, how is it that these people are living this wonderful life of luxury and want for nothing when this city can barely produce any food? The soil is ruined by the desolation. It's been overworked. There's hardly any sunlight. How are they possibly growing enough food to just feed one ring? I don't know. I feel like the logistics don't make sense to me, given that Lowtown struggles to grow anything.
And that's why stuff like this is concept and not a full-fledged story. You know what I mean?
That with the push
and I think typically it's like,
in the lower rings, and you get the
90% of the food goes to the top 10%. You know,
sure.
What are they gorging themselves on?
And that's why they're struggling.
I think they're cannibals.
Oh, okay.
So let me just back this up. Okay. So we get lyrics like, "We will pick his carcass clean." And sure, we'll bring them in with a lie. Welcome. We could always use another tithe. And they've saved their whole lives so they can someday live a little like we do for one day. So this all makes it sound like the people in this sector bring in these refugees to live the life of luxury for one day before they're then killed and eaten.
Man,
sounds good to me.
That's rough.
Right about this. The lyrics I just quoted are probably more so talking about the people coming from the lower rings to speak with the representatives in the Hall of the Guides and beg for their help. But I don't know, being a horror author, my mind jumps to cannibalism. So I don't know. Let me know what you think of that theory down in the comments.
When the lore is just in these songs, like
so here in the final ring,
it's open for interpretation.
Tower, we find Mother Nature has reclaimed a portion of the land.
I wonder if this album, you have this album physically, right? Did it come with the booklet or something?
I wish I did, but no.
Of watching the humans destroy everything.
I wonder if there's any sort of written
for them to die
lore behind it.
Nature reclaims the planet once more. And now you might be wondering, like, why is this ring allowed to exist uninhabited when it seems like they have an overpopulation problem? And the answer to that is, I believe this ring acts as an impenetrable barrier of untamed wilderness, separating the tower where the God King XCV resides and cuts him off from the rest of the rings where, you know, with this treacherous jungle of Ring 2. So it just kind of sets him apart, sets him up higher up on a pedestal. And
I didn't know any of this, by the way, before listening to the album. And so I'm so excited to listen to this again.
Eighth and final track, Ring 1 Tower. So this track is told from the point of view of the God Emperor XCV and how he believes himself above all of those below him. Now there's one particular lyric that really intrigues me. And that is, there is nothing that compares to how good it feels to be the one to push the domino. What's beneath it, what's ahead, no matter, the path will wrap around till long after I'm dead. So to me, this lyric seems like he's plotting something. Though what his end goal is, I don't know. He already seems to have supreme power, and so that leaves us with the question, you know, what more can he be trying to achieve? Also, the mention of his death informs us that he is not actually a god, because deities don't die, typically. So it makes it seem like he is just a
sounds like he's wanting to leave a legacy of like, this is my creation.
Yeah, it could just be that he... Yeah.
Anyway, so we're left with questions here. What is this God Emperor trying to do? Will the Indigo Child ever return? Everything seems like it's balanced on a knife's edge here with all of these rings and these people suffering and everyone in the upper rings stepping on the people below them. So I'm really curious to see how the story will continue in the new album release in a few weeks. Please put
so
all
this
your
is before
theories,
Sunya
thoughts,
came out.
Story interpretations, anything that
it said this video was released 3 months ago,
I think. Personal theories.
Oh, so Sunya was, I forgot Sunya was brand new when we did that. Huh?
Yeah, it was, we did it like the week it came out.
On this story. Anyway, thank you guys so much again for suggesting the Deer Hunter to me, and I'm so glad that I finally did a deep dive on them. I have a lot of other albums of theirs to cover.
This is a great
I will be going back to
idea for a channel.
I paused the video. It literally, like, it's phenomenal.
We always talk about that. We always get so excited when we read like the stuff on Genius when we look at a concept album, and it's like, I wouldn't have gotten any of this just by listening, you know?
I know. So we'll have to check her channel now if we're doing concept albums to see if she has a video about it, because...
Yeah.
So that's so awesome. So again, I just want to say, everybody watching, that her channel is JJ Metalhead, and I'll click on her channel here, and you guys in the video, you can watch here on the video and see this is what her channel looks like. She has right now 15K subscribers. We only have, we're just about to 10,000. So come on, everybody watching this video, go subscribe to our channel so we can try to get above 1,000. But she has Sunya. A month ago, she did the story of Sunya, but she has lots of really fun stuff on here. Cody and Cambria. What's her most popular videos? Let's see. I can sort that. Let's see what her her biggest video is. 127,000 views. Yeah, she kicks our asses. I mean, I have videos with more views than that, I think, but they're not good videos. So, but Coheed and Cambria seems like it's a big. She's got Queensryche. All Coheed and Cambria stuff. Sounds like looks like Coheed and Cambria has a fan base. We need to do some. Do you know who Coheed and Cambria is, Cody?
Kind of. I think I'm good.
They have like the highest pitched singer ever, and they did that like, good eye sniper, you shoot, I'll run. It's people love that band, and I've always been interested. Oh, she does some Opeth stuff because Opeth is one of the bands I want to do too. Mastodon. Sorry, I'm just having fun looking now. Marilyn Manson, Mars Volta, Sleep Token, lots of fun stuff. Gojira, we're going to do them on the channel here, I think, this year. Iron Maiden. So a lot of fun stuff that she's done. So everybody go to her channel, check her out, and follow her, subscribe to her, do all that cool stuff. And again, if you, JJ Metalhead, lady who runs the channel, if you ever see this, want to do something with us, contact us somehow. We'll figure it out. I think our subscriber bases are basically the same people. So, okay, so thank you for all that lore. And so now we are ready to jump into this album, Cody.
Okay.
So I've got it pulled up. We have Ring 8 through Ring 1. So what do you think of that story just real quick before we get into this? I mean, I know...
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what, like I said, I hate to like rag on it for being cliched, because I think when you have a concept album like this, it needs to be very like surface level so you understand it, and then you can get into these subtleties with the lyrics, and it's like, oh, what's going on with that? Like she was talking about her theory with the cannibalism and stuff. I think that's pretty cool to like leave that up for interpretation.
Sure. Yep.
Whereas with a film, you can really, when you could tell a tale visually, like there's so much more you can do there, I guess.
Yeah.
And so I like that the very basic premise of this is rather simplistic, and then they're just expanding it out. And when you get to the next album that we already listened to, like that was pretty cool too. But then all that stuff takes place outside the city.
Right, exactly. So now we're into the city, and I'm super interested. For those of you watching the channel, if you're new here, we do not tend to focus on lyrics at all. But one thing that helps Cody and I be really invested in the lyrics is when it is something like this, a concept album. And it's much easier for us to grasp onto those things. And normally we just focus on music. So that's all I've really listened to this album before as. The music, in my opinion, is phenomenal on this album. And I love the sounds that they use on this album. And so I'm really excited to pay attention to the lyrics, because the idea of the final song on the album being from the point of view of like the bad guy is really fun. And like it's almost like as you go through this album, you should expect it to start out like, you know, bad, like really sort of bad and like negative, and then get a little hopeful in the middle, and then keep going, and it just like descending into this like super, but really, the further you go, it's eviler. But that's what I was saying. Like,
you're going from like the really terrible living conditions, but the people that are pure of heart, to the worst people in the world that are living the island.
Right. But I like the way she kind of explained it too, is like the middle class is like, they look down on the people, but they don't want to lose their station. So, but then
like,
they look up and like, oh
guys.
no. Yeah, exactly. And so that kind of stuff is so fun. That kind of stuff is so interesting. Yeah. And so I'm really, really excited. So do you remember any of the stuff I was saying about this?
About this
like
album?
This album, like just in how it was different from, I thought, Sunya and...
No.
First of all, remember in Sunya and in Indigo Child, we really like the synths a lot.
Yeah.
From what I remember, having not listened to this album for more than a year now, very little synths on this album, or at least no like 80s sounding retro synths like we were hearing.
Okay.
The thing that stands out to me on this album is the horns section that is like present throughout. And the way they use that, and then also the sounds that are like very wooden, like xylophones, wood blocks, things like that. You'll know exactly what I mean as soon as the album starts, basically. Like those type of sounds are really prevalent across this whole thing. And it's very different from Sunya, but also very different from Indigo Child, because the two Indigo Child songs we heard that were real songs, they... sounded like they could have belonged on Sunya. So it's very interesting that this comes in the middle. So
Yeah, and Indigo Child had the cool like female vocalist on that that single as well, which I don't think appears on this.
I did find out, someone wrote a comment to us the other day that is, I believe, one of the guys in the band's wife.
Okay.
And she does sing on some of the Acts albums.
Okay,
just
cool.
Background vocals, not like a lead vocalist.
But yeah, but Sunya, you know, even just the story of it, it's more of a sci-fi thing. So I guess it kind of makes sense that you would hear like more synths and stuff in that.
It was Mad Maxy too and stuff like that. And then the ice giants and all the giants and the crystals and all that stuff. And then we know how the story ends. They get there and there is no Indigo Child.
Yeah. Right.
So we're like, oh dang. So I imagine in the first few songs that there's going to be Indigo Child mentions and stuff, and they're going to be talking about the great coming to rescue us, and then all right, let's get into this. This is track 1, Ring 8, Poverty, in 3, 2, 1.
See, now that sound is kind of what they've done stuff like that before.
Yeah.
Kind of a tribal sound.
Yeah. Saxophones, though, like low saxophones off to the left, higher saxophones, stuff on the right.
One kind met with the great divide. Walls prescribe the worth of a bloodline, and to mine, they've forgotten what it was created for.
I mean, there's definitely synths, though, for sure. And that might even be that lady singing background vocals here, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
I finished my beverage before we were a minute into... One thing about this band is that it's kind of hard to tell when you're in a chorus, which for most of the stuff we listen to, it's not like that. So,
yeah.
Just past the dividing line between the blessed and cursed of Antimai.
A lot of like wood blocks and xylophones and I love it. Those are some of my favorite sounds. It's very wide, just like Sunya and Indigo Child. I feel like his vocals are more present here, though, than they were on Sunya. That was one of our critiques of Sunya. Vocals were a little buried in the mix.
Blessed to make the cut, past erased, all by the Holy Spirit.
Interesting. So there's not even a wall around the 8th ring, apparently.
Well, yeah, where are they going to go, I guess? You know?
It just goes off into like treacherous cliffs and stuff.
Yeah. That's pretty baller.
Which explains how that guy was able to escape.
Sure.
So I guess this is your chorus, huh?
Yes. But it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
You know? But yes, this is the chorus. And this album has way more defined choruses than on Sunya. Like, most of the songs have repeating parts. I love stuff like this. sounds like rain dropping on buckets, or something.
Yeah. Now, if that short film we watched takes place in the 8th ring, I would not say that this matches the feel of that. Really.
Definitely not. This is not sci-fi sounding at all.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily even dystopian sounding.
Yeah, it's
at this
like
point.
with the
or
with the
gritty or anything.
No, with okay, hold on. Okay, it's
okay. It cuts off. Really.
Yeah, it's going right into it. Okay, so yeah, what are your first thoughts there of that?
Yeah, and well, kind of like I said, and it looks like we're getting into industry, so I assume we'll probably get a little more of a gritty sound there. A little more industrial sounding. But yeah, I mean, they made it into kind of like a hopeful song.
Yes.
That kind of describes how crappy it is, but people are keeping their spirits up because of the Indigo Child, I guess.
Now, I for a bit of the song, I did have the lyrics up, and then I was like, I don't know if I want to have the lyrics up as much, so
yeah,
I might.
That's okay. You could focus on the music, and I'll
yeah, I was going to say I might bring the lyrics up, but you keep the lyrics up.
We got a good gist of each of these songs already from that video.
Yes.
We get the concept
for sure, but I do like it when you have the lyrics up, and then also make sure you mention however you've been finding on Genius or whatever the extra parts of the songs or the extra lore and stuff. So if it says anything interesting, to bring that stuff up. So for me, having not heard that in quite a while, that sounded exactly like I remember. Lots of xylophones and bells and wood blocks sounding like, I don't even know what they call it, but instruments you hit with mallets, but an xylophone that's made of wood. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's just I don't know what that's called technically, but and bells and things like that, very percussive sounding instruments, and mixed with the stacks section, the saxophones and then brass, there.
The sax and brass stuff, it feels so 80s to me.
Well, I don't know. To me,
and I was trying to think of some specific artists that it reminded me of, and I just can't.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm getting from it. So I don't know.
Yeah, which I mean, thank goodness to me, it never feels like ska or anything like that at any point.
Yeah, no, not at all.
It's very groovy. It's soulful, almost funky, groovy style. And to me, the difference between this and Sunya, especially because Sunya is so much more music but Sunya replaces the saxophones with synths. So Sunya just felt more sci-fi through the nature of having the synths and the twinkly synths and some of the throwbacky retro 80s sounding synths. Whereas this, there was some synth bass and stuff in there, but it was never synthy feeling ever.
Right, yeah.
It was way more organic sounding and wooden sounding and warm sounding. So interesting. Okay, so now we're moving on to industry. You ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1. And this is the song with the most plays by quite a margin. So this must have been the single.
I'm wondering if that woodblocky stuff that you're picturing in your mind when you think of this album is really mostly from that first track, or if it continues throughout the whole album.
We'll have to see. Yeah. Love the guitar here. Ooh, there's that same synth they use in Sunya.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay, very cool. I think the vocals sound way better here than they did on Indigo Child or Sunya. So clear, right in the middle, perfect frequency, mixed very well into the song without standing out too much or being hid.
Probably gonna bring you here. You were up in the pantheon. Now you're struggling to get out of this ditch. Well, we'll make you into mechanic. Oh.
It's so funky.
You should have tried to hide it, lie it, deny it. Now this is as good as it gets.
Love it, right?
Yeah.
I love his low voice.
You can be it, believe it, you see it, then you don't say anything. We're all just trying to uncover what was punished by our mothers with another now and then. gonna bring you here.
Can you imagine like a movie, a musical movie where you have songs like this, where it's like someone goes to look to the industry ring and some guy starts singing this song?
1,000%.
It would be such a awesome twist on this like concept.
Yeah, it would be. And I can visualize it like, yeah.
Like that's what this feels like. Is like welcome to Lowtown or whatever.
Yeah. It does have like a theatricalness to it.
Yeah, I could see it as like a stage thing. You know?
Yes. Yeah. I love these.
Then the music is so big.
Yes. Yeah. Slap bass.
You can hear them going up and down.
Hey, we know that guy, Nick, the bass player.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he friend of the channel.
That's right. Big fan.
From the Lord took it down in Lowtown. They're probably gonna bring you here. You're up in the Pantheon. Now you're struggling to get out of this ditch. Well, we'll make you into mechanic. Go ahead and wave goodbye to the old town.
You know, a lot of these citations on these lyrics and stuff are like 2 tweets.
Or what?
Where I think are just links to tweets where it's like
sure.
the what's his name?
Casey.
Just explained it. Someone just asked him on Twitter and he's like, well, it means this.
Oh, that's cool though, you know?
Yeah. You could tell he's got this whole thing in his head and it's like, I wish they would like let him make a full movie, you know? Assuming that was kind of what that little short was, you know, kind of a, not necessarily a pilot, but, you know, a trial of like, hey, I'm sure he thought like we could make this into a full movie.
See, when I was editing the Indigo Child video, I found the website of the artist that did the concept art and the artwork for Indigo Child.
Okay.
And he made these like the concepts of the rings. I was actually going to have us do that in this video and I forgot till just now. But he basically on his website, he posted a bunch of stuff about this project, implying that there was going to be a lot more in the future.
Okay.
Now that was when they made the Indigo Child and the movie, the short film.
Oh, that was before this album and Sunya.
That was before this album and before Sunya.
Okay.
That was when they did the short film. And so I think that it was their intention to either do a whole movie, which would be crazy. I mean, that's talk about ambitious. You know, it often takes 10 to 15 years to make a indie movie, like a low budget, self-funded project movie. So
sure.
like it could still be.
The short film that we saw was like, that would have fit right in as like a Netflix short series or something, you know?
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah, 1,000%. And so, but
if
the guy,
someone threw money at it, I'm sure they could have done it.
The guy implied that there was going to be more, and then he just didn't do any more with it. So this is now years later. So
yeah.
But that was interesting to find to see, and I was doing that because I was trying to find artwork to put like in the video and stuff. And I don't remember exactly how I incorporated it or whatever, but I do remember that, and I wanted to bring that up in this video. So
I'm glad they were able to make at least these 2 albums out of it because it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So now you kind of mentioned that you wanted that song to sound more like dirty and industrial.
Yeah, this was like
it did
in your face, right? Jazzy, like
yeah.
It was, I'm into it now. See, now I'm picturing this as a movie that's just a musical, and these guys are like singing, jumping around, singing that song.
Yeah,
and it's just a whole different feeling. But I mean, that's kind of the way their music is. It's generally not like brooding, you know.
No, it's not, and so that's why I think the acts might be a little bit more like that, though I could be totally wrong. So that's kind of why I'm excited to do those. Yeah. Plus, I know that that was its own thing, and it grew exponentially as it went on. But so yeah, I don't know. I think that sounded very similar to the first track. So
I'd say so. It fit in well.
See.
Yeah,
we'll see how much there's a bunch of.
I wonder, and we might see like rather than having whiplash from track to track. I mean, like the Rings, it'll probably be a gradual transition to a different style by the end, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're to track 3, Ring 6. This is Lowtown. I know.
It's funny. That's backwards.
It's complicated. Okay, so this is Lowtown in 3, 2, 1. A little bit of a longer song here.
Yeah, they're getting longer and longer. I do wonder if this society has such a hard time feeding people. Why do they focus so much on procreation?
I think to have enough people
to have more workers, I guess.
And if they do eat the people, then to eat more people, to have more food.
Yeah. Whoa, I like that.
Interesting, right? And then the background, the like reverb.
These are the sounds you're talking about. You love.
Yes.
This is cool. It's almost like a computer-y.
Yes.
But these are farmers, so.
Make our decisions, never looking back. Autonomy short-lived, they don't forgive, and so we're down by autocrats to feed the mouths of me.
Sorry.
But the quotas are too much. The yield's not enough. We worked our hardest, but the basin's drying up, and they deny that simple truth. They seem determined, resolute to fail.
Okay, that's definitely female vocals in there. This is awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
The drums sound so good. They sound like real drums recorded really nice. The vocals are all so lush, all the background vocals. They're utilizing the toms a lot on this song, right? So they're doing the like they're not riding on the cymbals as much.
Yep.
And instead we're getting that shaker on the right. Constantly, always there, to keep a percussive sort of thing going while the drummer is playing around on the toms and everything.
Down here we share the weight of every burden, but every sister is your devotee.
I can't believe I forgot that there was so many female vocals on this. You know?
Yeah.
All the songs so far have had a chorus 3 times, which is really nice. I think. I love it when the song kind of stops and there's some sounds and you're just like, where is this going to go? You know,
sure.
I love that. And I love the moments where they allow it to be instrumental. I love the snappiness of the snare on this album, by the way. So epic. I mean, that wind section is like everything. The woodwind section is like, and the brass. You know, that's like the core foundation of like a lot of what we're hearing.
Yeah. I had kind of forgotten how much the horns are so identifiable as Deer Hunter. Like how much, like that's what I heard in the first track. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the Deer Hunter. I remember.
Sure. Very cool. So
nice.
Let me ask this then. Did that song feel as long, 6 minutes long to you?
Not necessarily, I don't think.
Yeah, to me it didn't either. Like they didn't go back to the chorus the third time. They did they did like verse, chorus, and then they kind of meandered for the last 2-ish minutes of the song. Yeah. And that's kind of cool. I don't mind that, you know. This one kind of seems like it's building right into the next one. And so I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed that one. I think the second song, the one with the most plays, to me that's sort of like the catchiest one we've heard so far. But I think actually I like this one the most of the three we've heard.
Okay.
I love the female vocals. I like the lush feeling of the background vocals. It gets very epic, and then I like the sort of instrumental part at the end. You know, it's so weird, but like when we listen to, if you just say prog and attach that to something, I feel like I'm more forgiving of some of the things that I would normally be like, no, you know, like go back to the chorus again. Don't meander musically, which I like it when songs have patience to them. I talk about that a lot on the channel here, when a song has patience. And
but you love structure as well.
I like structure, but I want there to be patience. So like I like it when there are little instrumental sections, even if it's just a few measures, to transition from a verse into a chorus, or from a chorus back into the second verse. Yeah. Like I like there to be transitions rather than just abruptly going from one thing to the next. That's how you get 3-minute long songs that feel complete. You just go verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, done. Everything's the same length. There's no transitions. They just go from one thing into the next. Yeah. Whereas this is having transitions, and it has instrumental moments that are allowing the song to feel like it's like the whole thing is kind of like a wave, or like you're on a boat and you're going up and down with the motion of the songs and the album specifically as a whole, you know, because that's actually every Deer Hunter thing we've heard is very busy sonically. Right. There's a lot of things happening. And so the moments where, like at the beginning of this song, where it was just that wow, 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 and then in the background, the type of things, like it's those moments before everything kicks in, and is so, like, to me, one of the things that shows that this is such a good mix is that at any moment you can stop and focus on one thing that you're hearing, and you can pinpoint where it's at in the mix, and you can clearly hear that thing. You know, whatever it is, but usually it's the guitars that are very clearly doing something on their own on the sides, and you can just so clearly hear those, and then the bass, and then there's lots of other things happening throughout the songs, and the vocals obviously too, but the fact that everything's so nice and clear and obvious where it's sitting in the mix is a sign that it's a great mix. But the songs in general, Deer Hunter as a band, I feel they write very busy sounding songs. So the moments where in their songs where it doesn't feel busy and feels a little more stripped back, those are moments that you need in there to breathe a bit. And those are special moments. Because I feel like
if it was 6 minutes of just, a bunch of noises being put together, right, you need some intermission in there
for sure. And so I think that's what the end of that song kind of served as. And now we'll see what the next one is, because this next one is 8:41 length, and I want to say this is the song that I think of when I think of this album the most.
Okay.
I think it's this one and not track 3. I knew it was one of the 2 longer ones, but I think it's this one because of if it's the one I'm thinking of, the instrumental section at the end is so awesome.
Okay.
So this is Ring. Did you have anything you wanted to say about that one then? Sorry,
not that I already haven't said.
And you didn't nothing interesting in the
it was good. I'll be curious if we see any more synth stuff that you don't remember in the rest of this.
Yeah. Well, again, generally I stop listening, I think, after this song.
Okay.
This next one.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So we'll see. So all right, this is Ring 5, Middle Class, in 3, 2, 1.
Hard to believe he lets us wake up every day. Glory to he who keeps the alien.
Love that synth bass thing. Wow, 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 wow.
'Cause we have been assigned to turn 1 and 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so 1 and 1, 2, 3, you know, to make families.
Yeah. Like vocoder in the back is
Yes.
cool.
Come to see we may never leave, but if we could believe us.
I even could sing part of this one.
We got it so
Bands just don't make music like this, you know? This is so unique sounding in today's music landscape. It really is. It's kind of kumbaya-ish, like I mentioned that on Sunya. There's part of it that feels almost cult-like, in the like happiness of what's happening. You know, it's like overly positive and hopeful, but it's like,
I mean,
really?
they're all talking about. It's not just from a perspective of someone that's in there. It's like we are doing this at this race.
Yeah,
it's
yes.
like all of them singing together.
Yes. That's a good way to. Yes.
But the busyness begets a blindness, and the comforts enjoyed eclipse our lives.
The busyness begets a blindness. What a line that is, right?
Yeah.
1 and 1, 2, 3. Do your job or go the way of
Do your job or go the way of the refugee.
like most of us you'll come to see that we may never leave, but if we could believe us, oh yeah, we got it so good.
Believe us, we've got it so good. You know, it's like, you know, it's like, okay.
Everything's great, guys.
Yeah, this is wonderful. It's so great. This is the song I'm thinking of, and I'm so excited to listen to the rest of this. I don't want to like hype it up too much, but like it's so freaking good. It has that airiness. It's like a cult feeling, like polyphonic spree. I know I mentioned that a lot, but like people standing around in robes, you know, doing this type of thing. Like it just has a bit of that in it, and it's so unique and different. Okay, are you ready? I think maybe we might have a little slow section here first. You'll know when the section I'm talking about comes in, because it's like the grooviest thing that's ever been written ever. And then I'll shut up about it. But acoustic guitar off to the left. We haven't heard very much acoustic guitar at all in any of the Deer Hunter stuff. Love that synth in the back. It's almost like a flute or something. And everybody knows how much I hate saxophones, and this is badass.
Yeah, it's cool.
This is a bop. I mean, this is like Chicago or something, you know?
Sure, yeah.
Does anybody really know what time it is, you know?
Hard to believe we've never realized that we'll run out of room to grow. Maybe we'll marry up. Maybe we'll have a daughter who marries up. Maybe she'll have a
So people can marry up, right?
Yeah, there must be some intermingling.
So that would imply there's mingling, yeah.
Yeah.
At least you're kind enough to meet in the middle between.
See, and one of the problems with this too is like when you just create the world. I see people talk about this in the video. We'll talk about it when the song's over.
Dang, what album had 7?
Blur.
Oh.
We keep our heads down half the time. No need to reflect how there really isn't anything to do. So sit back and power through. Better than take your chance in the earth. Best to live than to die for what you're They got you buying your chain.
I should hate this, and I love it more than I can even say.
They got you buying your
When I look up, you better be bobbing your head. Because this is a bop, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell when he wrote that guitar. You're like, oh, well, we'll just do this for 5 minutes, and it'll be the greatest song ever. What a clever way. You know, whoever, if it's Casey or someone coming up with the arrangements for the brass and the woodwinds,
Yeah.
phenomenal, right?
Absolutely. E8 out.
Some sound effects in there. I don't know. No, I do think. I think it's worse to like have such an egregiously long fade
A
out.
long one. At least it gives you time to breathe after the song for the next one kicks in.
Yeah.
All right, I'm pausing.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so first of all, what's your thoughts on that? And then I'll get into my creating a
Yeah, that was great. You were not wrong to hype up that funky transition at the end. Is very cool.
And the fact
Yeah.
that it happens twice, where it gets really
Yeah.
quiet and the guitar's just doom, ding, 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 doo 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 doo.
Yeah,
ding,
yeah.
Ding. But
It's a
then
clever way to like get kind of two stories for these people in
Yes.
one song.
and then the da 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 chains.
Yeah.
Like it's so smooth. I love it. It's so groovy. But again, nothing like that on Indigo Child or Sunya, right?
Yeah,
Nothing.
right.
Like the defining thing that we are hearing is the woodwinds and the brass. Like to me, that is what's setting this apart and making it so different. And
Yep.
I don't know if it fits with what we've heard so far. You know, it's weird. Like this, when I had just heard this, didn't think about the story, didn't know anything came before or after it or anything like that. I'm like, man, this is an awesome album. But now
Yeah.
in context with everything, I'm like, I don't know.
If you watch that short film and you listen to that single, and then it's like, they're going to expand the lore here of this. And then they put out this, and it's just like groovy in your face funking around. Like,
yeah, right. What?
It's surprising.
Yeah, it almost feels like the inspiration for the story came from a very different place than the inspiration for the music, right?
Yeah,
like
sure.
Musically, this is just how they were vibing at the time, and they're like, well, this is the path we're on. Now, the thing that's interesting about that, though, is like, I know that the Deer Hunter, they are not afraid to do like, okay, this album is not set in the lore that we've been going with. Like they have whole projects that are standalone projects. So like they chose to make this sound into this particular project and into this album.
Yeah.
And I think that that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but so what I was going to say was I have heard, I've watched a lot of video game content, right? And one of the things that comes up when you hear devs game devs talking about creating these big open world games, right? Is that a lot of them say, the first step is to create the world, which to me always sounds a little bit backwards. Like I would think you would come up with a story first and then fill the world out to accentuate the story or to like go along with the story. But in a video game world, you want the world to be functioning first, and then you tell a story in that world. And I have recently been consuming a lot of Brandon Sanderson content. Which, do you know who Brandon Sanderson is, Cody?
Nope.
So he's the most prolific and famous fantasy author that's alive right now. He is the guy that Robert Jordan chose to finish the Wheel of Time. Well, he didn't. His wife chose to finish the Wheel of Time for him after Robert Jordan died. Wheel of Time is the most famous fantasy series of all time. Yeah. Maybe Game of Thrones is a little bit up there, but Wheel of Time. So like, anyway, I've been watching a lot of like book content and stuff on YouTube recently. It's been in my algorithms a lot. And Brandon Sanderson is a very fascinating person because he's a nerd. He's awesome. He's one of the most famous authors living on the planet easily, but he's also very good at marketing himself. And like he does college talks a lot, and he always posts everything that he does and says online. And his podcast is very famous because every episode of the podcast, he sits there and he autographs, and he'll autograph like 1,000 pages during an episode of his podcast. So he just autograph, and he does it the entire time he's talking. Yeah. And so there's a lot of very famous, awesome clips of him giving his like these little tidbits of knowledge for writing and fantasy building and Lord of the Rings and all this stuff. Yeah. And so he kind of explains stuff in the same way too. Like you build this world out, you have the story in your head, and you build out the world. And I think one of the problems with this being done this way, and it's like I was talking about video games earlier, you create this awesome world and you set up these rules for the characters in the world, but it feels so massive, like it's almost like you can't understand it all or hold it all in place. You know what I mean? Because it's such a loose concept, even though it's such it's like a massive thing. Like, right, you create the world without the story of the world is super, super hard. And then when you try to force a story into the world that you've created, it can feel like it's like not being shoehorned into it or anything like that, but like it can feel sometimes like it's you're molding the story around the world rather than it being the other way around, which I feel is the better way to do it.
It's kind of unnatural.
Yeah, but in this case, it seems to me like they had this really neat idea, very specific idea for the Indigo Child. And then this and the city and all of this stuff kind of sprung from that. And it's loose, right? It's like lore. It's not a story. It's just lore that they're giving you.
It's the premise for a book or
right,
something.
But it's not the premise. The premise would be like, our character is this.
Sure, yeah,
and
there's no plot.
Right, the arc of it, right. So it's just the lore of the world.
And even the songs. Now in Sunya, it is about a guy going out into the world and doing a thing.
100%.
Whereas this is just describing the world.
Right. It's the Silmarillion or whatever by Tolkien. Like which Tolkien, JKR did this too with Harry Potter, like 75 notebooks full of just the world, right?
Yeah.
Saying, here's in terms of Lord of the Rings, like here's Middle Earth, here's Mordor, here's the history of Mordor, here's the races of people that live in Mordor, here's, this and this and this, and here's where this guy came from, not here, but over here. It's not about how he got from there to there. It's just that he came from there to there.
It's just a fact book.
And that's all this is. But the funny thing is, we know that like none of this is relevant in the end of the next thing.
Right. You think it would be like a story about a guy going from Ring 8 all the way to the tower or something,
right?
Like that.
Or from the tower to Ring 8.
But in Sunya, he immediately leaves the city and everything takes place outside of this.
Right. Now, maybe there's way more to this. We don't know. It's all coming. We're in the middle of this or something. But like, it is weird knowing that they started this whole thing with Indigo Child and that short film.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because, again, listening to this, like I'm picturing in my head this whole time Attack on Titan, which does not have spaceships flying around. It has people in loincloths working in a field, right? Which is probably what these lower fields are. And then as you get closer up, like I'm thinking of more like steampunky type of stuff. Now that's just me in my head, probably thinking of it wrong.
I mean, I'm picturing like the short film we saw, but like it doesn't match what we're hearing.
No,
stylistically at least.
Yeah,
so the things they're saying fit right in, but
so it's just very interesting. I feel like there are juxtaposing elements here that aren't meshing to me as well as it could to make this like the coolest thing ever. Instead, it's like I love the music. I think this is the best produced Deer Hunter thing I've heard so far, including the stuff I've heard before. Because like I'm familiar with the color spectrum. That's the thing I'm most familiar with from this band, and I think this sounds way better than that huge project did. But that whole huge project was more of a series of like creating really fast demos and a way to become very creative in a short period of time. So that has different rules than this. This sounds fantastic. It is so groovy. It's so catchy. The production is so good, but it doesn't really fit with the story they're telling, in my opinion. And the story that they're telling is, like we said, with this, in this case, it's just a lore dump for something that isn't really relevant to anything other than this. And it's not that interesting to just learn the lore of a place without there being some connecting tissue, That's true. And I kind of get that I wonder when they were making this album, what their plans were. Right.
For the future, if they had this huge grand plans of like 5 more albums where it's like, we're going to tell this story, and here's a story about someone from this ring and this ring.
Maybe they do,
Right. Yeah,
we don't know. So,
of all the songs so far, like the last one we heard with its 2 parts, that one fits, I think, the most, because you're talking about a middle class where everyone is kind of happy-go-lucky and we're just pretending to be happy. And then the second part is their realization. It's like, really, we're just slaves like everyone else.
Yes.
And it gets slower and lower and not necessarily foreboding, but it's just like groovier in that way. But like,
yes,
you go back and listen to like Industry, which is the big hit. And it's like, you think the industrial part of this with all the poor people would be like grimy and gritty, but instead it's like the music is like jumping around jazz hands kind of thing.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, which is where the juxtaposition of it kind of comes in. So I don't know. That is my favorite song though that we've heard so far. I loved that.
Yeah.
And it had a lot of the thematic elements to it that we're kind of searching for. And I just love it.
Yeah.
So all right, now we're over halfway. So from now on, we're getting into the bad guys,
Right.
So now we're getting into the police state. So we'll see what we think of this. Okay. This is Ring 4 Patrol in 3, 2, 1. I would say that's a guitar. They like going ham on the percussion on this whole album.
Yeah.
By the way, this reminds me a lot of Kaiser's Orchestra.
Oh, sure.
Just so you know, like Kaiser's Orchestra
uses
playing
this on
lots of
a rib cage.
Yeah.
They see me strolling in my uniform. that I mean no harm. I wouldn't wanna lose my post. It's risky returning to my stomping grounds after giving them a guarantee that I never do anything so profound. Just become the enemy. But I used to be weak. Used to let my life get the best of me. And it was easy to see all I needed was a little bit of power. Now anybody with their head on straight could see me coming miles away. But I never expected.
It's very consistent in terms of the guitar, bass, drums, vocals are basically the same, sitting in the same spot, doing the same sort of thing. They have a really big palette that they're using on this album, but it's kind of the same from song to song. And I think that's kind of one of the things that makes it feel a little bit hard for me to get through the whole thing, you know, in one sitting when I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Because it kind of runs into from song to song to song, you know?
Yeah.
Like they need a song that's mostly just like piano, for example, or something.
So we can bring you all to your knees. We can keep you from forgetting. We got the power.
Ooh, that's a cool chord progression there.
Over and over again.
Interesting, different vocals here.
Forget and never bother with a bit of it again.
It's almost, some of it's like Looney Toony almost, you know?
Yeah, this is like Powerhouse. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Seem a bit mislaid. It might be easy to forget.
Bass is standing out to me on this song, which is really nice. Awesome, awesome.
Power metal.
Probably gonna find me dead. Power.
It's interesting that Patrol gets their own ring when really they would have to be in rings 5, 6, 7, and 8 all the time.
Yeah, I'm assuming that it's
That's where their headquarters.
it's probably a small ring, you know.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess the thinner
like
one.
like
Sure.
yeah, you know, it's small, but just like, because that's where they got to keep all the guns or whatever, all the
Yeah,
weapons.
sure.
That's where they got to keep the vehicles they
Yeah.
fly around in, you know,
And then it
patrolling
separates
everything.
the middle class from luxury. as
Yeah.
well.
So they can't really see as much. Now, obviously, people do go from ring to ring because they've mentioned marrying up, and they
Yeah.
mentioned, you know,
Getting demoted and stuff like that.
yeah, and like traveling to like see people higher up to ask for help and stuff for your village or whatever. And all of that is very Attack on Titan to me, because like on Attack on Titan, it's a ringed city, like I mentioned before, but like the outer ring is so enormous. There's like villages inside of the outer ring and like cities and stuff.
Sure.
And then inside, the more you go inside, the more like opulent everything becomes. This is, see, I kind of enjoy the like meanderiness of the ending of all the songs, because then it feels special when you go into the next one. Like, what are you gonna get? Like that one started right away, you know?
Yeah.
Or no, this is the one that started with that do 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 do, and then it really only went back to that one time for a little bit of time. So the theme of that song didn't appear as much, I don't think, throughout the song. But then we got the power, you know, like it's pretty
the way
literal.
he came in on that last power was really good.
Yeah, for sure. Or we might as well be dead, or I'll be dead.
Yeah.
Power. it's so like, no, don't think about it that way. Just power. You got the power. Okay, so what would you say so far is your favorite of the songs?
Oh, I guess Middle Class.
Okay.
You know, I did like Industry a lot.
Yeah. I think that's definitely the most accessible of the songs, which is why it probably has the most plays and was the single. It's definitely like 3 choruses, little bridge,
It's
shorter
the shortest
song.
one, yeah.
You know, so and I like it, that one. I do think it's the catchiest part of the album, but man, Middle Class is so cool to me.
Yeah, it's good.
So, and I definitely, like I said, this song I've heard way less than the first 4 rings.
Okay.
So the first 4 tracks. So from here on, I'll be hearing it less and less. And I think I've only listened to the last song or the last 2 songs maybe a couple times.
Okay.
So maybe even one time. So.
Cool.
Okay, so let's move on to ring 3, Luxury. Here we go. And
almost a 10-minute song.
And there's a bad word. There's an explicit word in this one, which we have not heard, I don't think, Deer Hunter use yet. And to my knowledge, they do not do very often. So
what's it going to be?
Yeah, we'll see.
The S word? The F word?
I was going to say the C word, but I was just thinking CRAP. I wasn't thinking the really bad one. Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, I doubt it's going to be the other C word. I highly doubt that.
They're going to drop it.
I would be very shocked. Okay, this is ring 3, Luxury, in 3, 2, 1.
See, now this is what I was expecting for like the poverty and industry sections, you know?
Yes.
We could be wrong. We can make mistakes. Because gentlemen, I believe everything happens for reasons. Just look at the seasons.
This is like
this is a
Hamilton or something.
Stage play. This is a stage play. Gentlemen, you know, standing on a soapbox.
Yeah.
We must agree.
Pick his carcass clean. That's one of the lyrics she was talking about.
On the other hand, we can let the elder die. How to keep the flow of food to hungry mouths on second thought. We'll figure it out.
Oh, there we go. Ooh. Key parts in there. This song sounds quieter and less high fidelity, I think. No.
They should be happy that anyone's hearing them out. Look at them whimper. Look at them wheeze.
This is pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's not subtle.
Yeah. Which is kind of cool.
I always say I like unsubtle lyrics.
Shut up and die.
You're damn mind. It's so catchy. They write such... It's like they belong in a different band. It's like a prog band, like, possessed these, like, funky dudes. It's so weird to me.
Yeah.
But that's why they're so unique sounding. It's so weird. I love it, though.
It's so hard to compare them to anything.
I know.
Normally in all these videos, I'm like, that sounds like that sounds like that. And it's like, I get little glimpses of that here, and I can't even think of what I'm trying to think of.
I know,
it's so
right?
unique. It's so, like...
Yeah. vocals. So like everybody's together now. So yeah, because it's we can now instead of you can.
Yep.
Now I honestly don't know, where is this song gonna go?
Yeah, there has to be like a two-part thing.
Hopefully he doesn't just talk for 5 minutes to explaining the whole story.
I mean, so this is them oppressing the people that are complaining to them.
Yes.
And I assume maybe the second half will be them looking towards the more inner rings.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, here we go.
Ran out of battery in his megaphone.
Yep. Okay, here we go. This is Prog. This is Prog music, man. More of that like sound of rain. Ding,
Yeah.
ding. Drip, drip, drop, little April showers.
This reminds me of playing like SimCity 3000.
Waking in bliss might sound passe when you're living in a paradise, the kind of place where you never have to work a day, passing the time with what you crave, 'cause you know anything you need can be provided when you want it.
Ooh, nice.
We want a lot, so they gotta give. Could you fear for?
Love the female backing vocals being back again.
With walls as high as these, if you can see beyond your windows, it's hard to find the room to care for, or anything, but we want it all. And if they got something to give, gonna give it all if they still got the will to live.
Oh, harsh.
There always will be a cream of the crop, and we're never giving
Lush, so lush.
pick of the litter. We've got to be the chosen.
I think he referenced Pick of the Litter on the other one or something, or I think that was a lyric he's used multiple times.
Okay.
What have you? They save their whole lives so they can someday live a little like we do for one day.
No. She mentioned this lyric too.
But if we get to see just how sweet life could be, oh, it'll be
Real quick, I just want to say it would be awesome if the next song was instrumental because there's no people that live there, you know?
Yeah, I've been wondering what nature.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
Because everyone has been from the perspective of people in the ring.
Yeah.
So if there's nothing there,
I like this way more than the megaphone part, the first like third of the song.
yeah.
This is way nice. Way more. The chosen righteous few. Oh, doesn't that just make you wanna? It just make you wanna? Oh,
Yep. not a whole lot of talk of like the Indigo Child in a lot of these lyrics.
Well, no.
Except for that first ring, I guess.
Right. I have to say, I mention it all the time, but like one of the things I love about the Birthday Massacre is the like bells and sounds that they use. This is like the only album I've heard of this that sounds, or I've heard like this that sounds like this. That's not like Jamaican music or something like that. Yeah. You know, some kind of like thing. This is like such a unique, cool thing that they use these sounds, and I love it so much. Like I can't say that enough with enough meaning behind it.
There's some interesting lyrics in the last minute of this song.
Okay. I'll turn the lyrics on and look at them.
Well, after this verse.
That's fine.
Just seems like there's like an outro that looks interesting. I don't know what they're going to do musically with it.
Okay. That guitar on the left.
This.
What? XCV.
There's like an interpretation I'll talk about at the end.
Oh. Yeah.
So you probably kind of got the gist of it there, but there's an annotation of someone asked on Reddit, and the bassist responded. Is like, in my mind, it's a daily routine that's being forced on the luxury residents. If you listen really close, you can hear a monotone male voice also giving the instruction. The idea is that these people get to hang out and do nothing all day, but XCV still finds them disgusting, and their exercise is intended to keep them relatively in shape. Oh, and a little video would appear on sort of closed circuit TVs with dance instructions.
Dude, that's awesome. That's so cool. That's
hilarious.
I love it. It's so weird. This is such a... I feel like we're reacting to two things. The story and the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The music so far has been like, if you took out all the story and everything, it's been a fairly consistent album, like track to track. And it's like there's a musical theme to the whole thing, and like it all fits together great.
Yes. And I think that a lot of that has to do with... I think everything's been in the same key. And I think that they're using, like I said earlier, like everything that you're hearing is in the same place every time you hear that thing. Right? So there's always guitar on the left, guitar on the right, drums, bass in the middle, obviously vocals right. And then when the female vocalist is there, it's always this big lush, like type of sounding, really breathy thing, which is really nice and makes it sound regal and like fancy almost. But then when you hear the like wood blocks and the bells and stuff, they're usually off to the left a little bit, or they're very reverby, and you hear like they're in like a big room, it sounds like almost, you know. And I think they're adding that stuff after the fact, but like that lends to a consistency with all of this that is so nice and that I really enjoy. But again, the aesthetic of the music doesn't match the story we're hearing. However, that is just me projecting what I think it probably should be over the top of what they're saying that it is, you know?
Right, yeah.
So I try not to get lost in that, because at the end of the day, I do think this is phenomenal. Like, it sounds phenomenal. It's so unique. It's so cool.
And I don't feel like the story brings it down.
No.
I think if anything, it adds to it, and it adds a whole another element that you can pay attention to.
I agree 1,000%. Okay, so this is the nature one. This is weird. I honestly don't know if this has lyrics or not, but I'm really hoping at this point, now I'm reacting first time. I hope that this has no lyrics in it, that it's just instrumental.
This has to have the most sound effects of anything, right?
That would be so thematically cool, I think. And it should, yes, have sound effects.
I hope so.
Yeah. Big open feeling, you know, this should not feel clustered, you know? Mm-hmm. All right. Ring 2, Nature, in 3, 2, 1. It's acoustic.
At first there was no one sentimental. Just the wind to help us settle.
They've mentioned the wind multiple
The wind.
times.
Okay, yeah.
The last song said, pay no attention to the wind or something.
Into the earth, we were thriving undisturbed.
So this might be from the perspective of the trees. Literally.
Yeah.
Then there arose those intent on moving. And like a miracle, they kept
Yeah, that was weird.
then change begat the tail, begat the fin.
They love saying begat.
Yeah.
Strength enough to
It's not a word that's used as much,
Yeah, especially in, maybe in the Bible.
I guess.
Not so much in popular music.
heard I am. Our unbroken pact was now illusory. So still we have to be while waiting endlessly for what is unforeseen.
Yes, I guess it's just the perspective of like the nature.
I guess.
I don't know
yeah.
if it's the trees or the animals or something.
I guess this just there was a neat opportunity here to have like a sparse song that felt very different,
Yeah.
but they're not going that route, which is fine. It is very different because it's acoustic guitars. Like this definitely feels different than everything we've heard,
Yeah, you're right.
but still keeping those bells and xylophone things in there.
Much more than they need.
And a little bit more defined synths too.
When they heard I am, our unbroken pact was now illusory.
That was one of the things that was cool about Sunya, I think. Some of it felt very tribal, like very like untamed, like I don't know.
I mean, I don't necessarily remember that from that, but I'm definitely getting that on some of these tracks.
Love that guitar tone. That's very different. Remember there was a bit of a Western vibe to Sunya?
Yeah.
We were like, oh.
Yeah.
The fist begets the stick, and the stick begets the blade.
Revolution.
The blade begets the bullet.
They did like an evolution thing early where the what begets the what. It was like a nature, it was natural though, and this is
Interesting.
weapons.
It's just laughter, 'cause we'll be hereafter.
Do you kind of get what I mean, though, about the songs running together a little bit? Because they are so consistent from song to song. Like, listening to this album is somewhat tedious, I find.
Sure. I could see that.
And I don't mean that necessarily in a bad way.
And maybe it's helping that we're stopping to talk about each one.
I actually think
even though it extends it, but
I actually think it is 100%.
yeah, to hear one right after another might be a bit much.
Interesting. Not my favorite song on the album. However,
I would
different.
agree, yeah.
Different, though, because of the acoustic guitars. Very different.
Yeah.
You know,
it needed to be different because it's the most different ring.
It should be, yes. But
I was really expecting a more, I don't know, I guess how you described it earlier with like instrumental, a lot of sound effects and nature stuff, you know?
Yeah, there could have been lots of reverb and stuff to indicate a space, like a big open space, you know? And
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, I like that it was written from the perspective of like the trees and the nature.
Yeah, I agree. That is cool.
But I also feel like it's maybe a ring that didn't need explaining, you know?
Yeah.
Lyrically,
For sure. I don't know, but not bad by any means. Just not,
sure.
in my opinion, up as catchy or interesting. But again, I don't know. Like, it wasn't doing what I expected it to do, which kind of threw me off. And then what it did, I don't feel wasn't better than what I expected it to do. So,
and it is the least played one on the album.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
okay, Ring 1, the final track, and
get to hear about XCV, which I realized during the last song that those are Roman numerals. So like, is he like the? Well, wait. You wouldn't have C after, or no?
Yeah, you would.
It would
XCV. subtract. It would subtract. From
yeah,
C.
Right. C is 100, right?
Or yeah, because L is 50. C is I think 100, so it'd be like 91 or something. I think, right?
95.
95.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is this like?
Oh, V because it's 5.
Right. So is this the 95th king of this? Like, has it gone on that long?
Great question. Love that.
Maybe.
Love that idea. I don't know. All right. This is Ring 1, Tower. In 3, 2, 1. Will we get final song vibes? Still relevant, I feel.
Watching them bend to my demand.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was cool. Almost like it reversed at some point.
It's what they all say if they don't understand that they'll never get in the tower.
This is cool and weird. This is like 90s slow jam type of like. Ooh.
I like this.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever heard this one, to be honest. I probably was falling asleep every time I heard this. I didn't remember the last one either, though, so.
I can level any landscape. In fact, there's little left to bring me more joy. From peaks to valleys, boulevards to alleys.
Yeah, dude, that voice box or whatever it is, I think.
Yeah, the vocoder thing. Talk box.
How good it feels to be the one to push the domino. What's beneath it, what's ahead, no matter. The path won't wrap around till long after I'm dead. And one truth remains, that you'll not gain any power unless you're starting with power. And you're not starting with power unless you come from tower.
Interesting.
Come from tower.
Yeah.
They'd say tower like it's a city or something.
Well, I was almost wondering if it was just literally one dude there, you know?
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but it sounds like
It can't be, though. Yeah.
He must have all these servants and stuff.
Yeah, I would assume so. I think the drums sound fantastic in this one. For some reason, something about them.
Oh, that part was cool, for sure.
Yes.
Oh. I was bred behind a barricade. One by one, we must accept our fate.
Wow, that's so cool.
Was rising up to dominate. And who was the first to make all the world as quarter to any reply we tried, unable to change their minds and took control. Why would the emperor need new clothes if he keeps the people
Whoa.
indisposed? They are less than even.
I feel like there's more synths on this one.
So many things stabbing at this.
I know.
Praise his name. Oh, so lucky you get to live beneath him.
You're also lucky you get to live beneath him.
Yeah, see, that's interesting. It's not from his perspective.
Yeah. Life is a dream. I think that's a talk box.
Yeah, Peter Frampton style.
Well, I was thinking Toby Mac, but sure.
Life is a dream for him. And we're all just living in his dream.
I was going to say, are they going to go into nightmares?
Yeah, right.
Oh. I'm not looking at the lyrics, I'm just listening.
Yeah, yeah.
Without a warning, I'll put you in mourning.
That's good.
Wow, Casey's vocals there.
Those extreme vocals.
Yeah. Let's go.
It's only made more insane when the helpless many praise the names of the very ones who want us stuck beneath them.
I actually think this one captured the feeling of the lyrics pretty well.
Yeah.
Especially when he started screaming there towards the end where he was really laying down his iron fist as the emperor.
Facts
Is that a didgeridoo?
I don't think so. I think it's just the vocal.
I think it's a jaw harp in there on the right.
Oh, I don't know.
There was like a wow, 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 wow. That was cool.
Oh, this is funny. It started playing a different Deer Hunter song that the lyrics aren't available for, and it just says you'll have to guess the lyrics for this one. Because I had the lyrics up. But
what's funny is you can't even click on the lyric button, so you can't get to that unless you come from another song where you're
right. But I wanted to point out the last lyrics there because I thought that was fun. Facts are fiction if you've never seen them. So facts are fiction if you've never seen them.
Yeah.
The world is only made more insane when the helpless many praise the names of the very ones who want us stuck beneath them. Interesting.
Yeah, the person singing the chorus on this was earlier was like, why would the emperor need new clothes if he keeps the people indisposed? And then this one was, why are the emperors in repose like all of the people can be disposed? So that's written from someone further down the ladder that's being oppressed by him, which is interesting because they don't really do that in any of the other songs.
Yeah, I feel like the music in that song actually was maybe one of the most interesting on the whole album.
Yeah, probably. I mean, there was a lot of things that were surprising us.
Yeah, with the exception of maybe the first 2 tracks. But maybe that's just because that's the first one.
The album was
hearing.
like fresh, Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like that was kind of the most different musically. I like that.
I think so too.
And I like the fact that the song changed tempo at the end because a lot of the songs have felt like the last third of the song, maybe the last fourth of a song is different from the first batch of the song.
Yeah, all those longer ones did have like a part 2.
But the tempo didn't really change that much.
Yeah,
on those.
Yeah.
It was the feeling of the song changed, but it didn't really feel like all of a sudden it was a different song. It felt like just an extension of that song. But that felt like a whole different vibe, like totally different vibe.
Yeah.
And I actually think I enjoyed that last song a lot.
Yeah, I think I did too. I mean, I do think Middle Class, your favorite one, changes it up pretty like it slows down. It gets a lot lower when that bass part comes in.
But I don't think it slows the song. The tempo of the song is not
okay.
slowed. No.
Okay.
I think it's just the arrangement becomes more sparse and groovy, so the feeling of the song completely changes. But the tempo isn't changing, I don't think.
Okay. But this one got like pretty frantic at the end when he was talking about the nightmare and all that stuff.
Yes. So I think for me, this is, I don't expect you to be able to do this, but for me, I think the listing of the order of the songs goes track 5, then ring 5, then ring 7, then ring 8, then ring 6, then ring 1, then ring 3, then ring 4, then ring 2.
Okay.
I would say, just in terms of my favorite or most interesting.
I'm looking at like the number of plays, and I feel like it's kind of a good listing.
Interesting. Okay.
Ring 7 is kind of a standout there, but
yes.
like ring 5, aside from ring 7, ring 5 is the highest played one. And I think 5 and 7 were the best 2 songs on here.
And 1. I think 1 was great too.
Oh, wait, hold on. You're saying ring 1. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Ring
yes,
8.
Yes.
Sorry, yes. Ring 8.
The first track.
Yes. Track 1, track 4, and the 2 long ones I think are great.
Okay.
So ring 5 and ring 3. And then I personally think that ring 7, which is the big single, is like probably the best song on here.
Yeah.
For sure. And I that's the one that sticks in my head. To struggle, get out of this ditch. Oh, you're working at the mechanic one or whatever. Yep. You were stuck in the Pantheon.
Too low for the lowdown.
So, to get out of this ditch. Oh, like I can now again, I've heard the album before, but like I can sing that one. And I could sing several of them too, though. Oh, believe it. Yeah. Like, so I think ring 8 and 7 and 5 are the like catchy ones. I think the long one, Luxury, ring 3, that one had a lot of like lush vocals on it and stuff with the more female backing vocals.
Yeah.
So I like that one, and I like whenever she appears on the album. Lowtown, ring 6, I don't even remember what that one is.
It's not enough for you.
No, I always think of ring 7 because that's where they talk about Lowtown over and over.
Right.
We can win or lose, it's all right.
Wait, hold on a second. Okay, hold on. I think I was thinking... I thought Patrol was the one where they were doing the megaphone thing, but it's not. That's ring 3.
That was Luxury, yeah.
That's ring 3. So I do think I enjoy Patrol more than ring 3 then. Okay. So ring 4
Patrol
more
had
than
some
ring
interesting
3.
Stuff going on.
Yes. That was dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So overall, how are your feelings on this? And then I've been wanting to ask you the whole time, how do you feel about this compared to Sunya and then the couple songs from Indigo Child?
Musically, I think I think I probably like Sunya more, and it probably all comes down to that synth stuff. I just love synths.
I kind of agree with that, just on a base level. So
I also feel like Sunya, the music matches the stuff they're talking about a lot better than this.
Yes, and Indigo Child as well, right? Because Indigo Child,
for sure, Indigo Child was great. That single, I just think of it as a single, though. You know?
Right. Well, both songs were very.
That's right. There was two, and they both fit together well.
Yeah,
and it was one. Yeah,
it was much less defined chorus, like at all, in those two songs. Like it was almost like each song was. It was like there was 4 parts of. It was like there was 4 different musical thoughts, and they've crammed those 4 things into 2 songs. Yeah, if I remember correctly. But like, I loved those. I think the best things we heard was the 2 songs from Indigo Child, in my opinion. Like, I think that those were fantastic, and I loved the lead female vocals. I loved that. I think that this album by itself on its own as a musical thing is so unique and so cool and so funky and has such a vibe to it that is so unique. Like the other music of theirs that I know, which is again the only thing that I know, is the entirety of the color spectrum thing, which is like 30 however many songs or 40 songs or whatever. So like that's a lot of music, but none of that sounded like this. Like there's none of these extra things in it. Now again, I think that project was supposed to be, Casey was really testing himself with that to write songs fast and to have creative output with that.
Would I still identify it as Deer Hunter?
1,000%. Yes.
Okay, so that's what I would say. Was like, I don't think that Indigo Child would fit on this album or on Sunya, and none of these songs would fit on Sunya, and vice versa.
Yeah.
But it's so identifiable as the Deer Hunter.
Exactly.
It's cool.
Yes. I actually was thinking one thing we should maybe do is, if you look at their discography and then go to their albums and then show all, and you do scroll down to the color spectrum. Oh, okay. They don't have it on here. I thought maybe they would.
I see the color spectrum complete collection.
No, I know, but so there's 36 songs. There's a version of the color spectrum where they picked one song off of each color, and then they picked 2 off of black and 2 off of white. So I think there's 12 songs total.
To make it a single album.
To make it a single album, and I have that on CD. Let me see. Maybe they made that into. Maybe they considered that not a. No, they don't consider that. So it's interesting that that's not on here. Yeah. Or right. I could just rip the CD, but like, we could maybe do that. I think doing the entire color spectrum is awesome. Like if you wanted, because if you go to the EPs, go to their singles and EPs and then click on them and then scroll all the way down and you'll see black, blue, green, indigo, orange, red, violet, white, yellow.
Okay.
So that's how they did it. So if you wanted, it would be fun to be like, let's just listen to Indigo today, you know? So then it's, each one is only 4 songs and
they're like 15 minutes.
Right. And like, for me, I remember specifically black, red, indigo and violet are my favorite ones, like easily. And I think violet was my favorite one.
So do you have a box set with each of these? Wait, do you have these physically?
I do have this physically. I have 2 copies of it actually.
Is each one, is it all the EPs are on their own disc?
No. So it's 3 EPs per disc.
Okay.
So it's a 4-disc set. It's 3 discs of each of the EPs, 3 EPs on each thing, and then the 4th disc is a DVD of the making of the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
So I have that, and then I also have that I bought at Hastings at the time when they released it, because they didn't widely release the whole set. That was something that was like a special deluxe thing that I bought at their concert from them and got it autographed. But they widely released the single CD version where it was one song of, it was one song from Yellow, one song from Violet, one song from Red, one song from Orange, one song from Indigo, one song from Green, one song from Blue, and then 2 songs from Black, I believe, and 2 songs from White. Is, I believe, how it was. I could be a little messed up with that, but you can see there's 9 EPs. And I think there was 12 songs. So that would make 2 from each one. So, or 2 from one, 2 from Black, 2 from Red. And I know Black was the first one they released. That was like the first thing. And there's like 1 million plays on some of those songs. So there's a lot on there. But we could do that if you wanted, the album version of it with the 12 songs, if that's something you would be interested in. And then we could have a whole conversation about if you were going to make a song that was representing the color orange, what would you make? What sounds would you use? And that's how he approached this. So everything is like, and you can read in the booklet that came with my thing, like green represents nature and grass, but it also represents like this other color.
They seem to love explaining their stuff.
But I think that you should, I think there's an obligation.
I think it's okay. Yeah.
I think there's like, if you're going to be this thematic and like, dive this deep into it, like, I don't think you owe anyone those explanations, but like, why wouldn't you?
This is why we look up these interpretations, because I think it helps me understand everything better.
1,000%.
And if it comes directly from the artist's mouth, like even better. I can't remember that one concept album we did that was kind of about like a airship or something. But you read through the booklet as we were listening to it, and that was fantastic. Do you remember? You remember doing that though, right?
Yeah, I do. I should remember. I should very easily remember that.
You own it.
Yeah, for sure.
I will never remember the artist.
I'm sorry, I don't remember what that is. I know for sure I know what it is, but I just don't.
But I love and I've got a couple concept albums. I've got like Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds that does that exact thing where it tells you exactly what this is about in the booklet, and you read through it as you're listening. You're like, oh, I get it, and I like when they do that. So to hear that they did that with the color spectrum I would appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because then I can listen for it in the music and be like, yeah, I see what he's saying.
Exactly. So I honestly think we should maybe do that. But maybe. So okay. So real quick, while we're right here, that you set me up perfectly to say this. So one of the things I wanted to say in the video was, I have two concept prog albums that I really want us to listen to here on the channel, but neither of those bands are very big, and I don't think it would really justify doing a reaction. So I wanted to just ask Deer Hunter fans watching this video if you are familiar with either of these two bands I'm going to mention, and if anyone would want this. Okay, so one of them is an album from this year, and I think it could very easily be in my top 12 albums of the year, and it is a band that Chris Parker loves. He loves this band.
Listen up, folks.
They started as a Mega Man like cover band. Like the point of their band was that they were based off of Mega Man.
Video game themed.
They're a band called the Proto Men, which I think every song on their first album is like based off of a different villain from
Proto Man is I forget if he's the antagonist, but he's recurring in Mega Man.
But so if you look up the band The Proto Men, I don't know if did you look that up? Did you look them up or you typed it into some? So
I looked up The Proto Man.
Oh, okay. Right. So the Proto Men, and you go to their albums and then click Show All, right?
Yeah.
So they have Proto Men from 2005. I believe that is one of Chris's favorite albums of all time, Act 1 and Act 2. Don't listen to anything, because I don't want you to know what they sound like.
I'm on Wikipedia here, so.
Okay. Basically, they might not even have a very big Wikipedia page. Like as I'm clicking, see how many people follow them.
It's actually pretty big. At least this album is pretty big.
128,000 monthly listeners. So pretty small.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring this up is their album that they released this year is called Act 3. So they released Act 1 in 2005, Act 2 in 2009, and then they released a Queen album where they did covers of Queen, because they kind of sound like Queen, the band.
Yeah, this 2005 album is listed as a rock opera, which is kind of a subset of concept albums.
Right, and I think it's covers songs. I'm not quite sure exactly, but it's 36 minutes long. I've never listened to it. I don't know anything about it other than like Chris Parker adores this band. He's seen them. Yeah, they're not. He's seen them live, and he loves them, this band. Huh. However, their new album that came out this year, I thought, oh, well, shoot, if Chris hasn't brought up listening to it, like, I don't know if he cares or anything. And so I started listening to it. And from what I can tell from the album is track 1 is like instrumental leading into track 2, which is the actual song. Track 3 is like the intro for track 4, right? So there's 15 songs, and it looks like there's the last 3 are actual songs, but it's other than that, before that, it's every track sets up the next song. And the 2 songs that I listened to were like insane. They were such phenomenal production, completely different vocalists on every song on all the songs that I heard. And it was incredible, blew me away. And I started listening to this one when I was on vacation in the car, and I only listened to the first few tracks because I was like, this is too awesome. If Chris wants to react to this, we absolutely should. So I want to bring that up to everybody on the that's watching and say that. And the other one is an album that I found last year. It came out last year. And I listened to it a little bit, and I was like, this is really interesting, but I found it too late in the year. So it was when I was like, this happens to me every year when it gets to be like November and December, and I go through all these albums and I find these interesting albums, but I just don't have the time to delve into them enough to justify it. And if it doesn't blow me away immediately, I ignore it, right? Because I'm looking for things to blow me away. So this band is called No Spun, Nospun, and the U has like a chicka over it, like a straight line. And they have an album that came out in 2023. Oh, I'm sorry. This is from 2023. So this is not from last year. It's from 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
They don't even have a Wikipedia page.
No, they're a small band. This is like a nothing band. They have 4,000 monthly listeners. But when I tell you that this album is like insane from what I've heard of it, it's literally the first track is called The House at the End, and it starts and the guy's like, he's like narrating what's happening, and it's this story about this very specific story. And I guess this band, the reason I looked it up again a couple weeks ago is because they posted that they have like new copies of the album that they're reprinting and like a deluxe edition with like a book or something that it comes with. And again, this is just a small band. This isn't like a big deal band.
Yeah.
But this album is 1 hour and 11 minutes long. The production quality was fantastic. It's a little heavier. I would say it is prog metal and not prog rock. But I would love to react to this. This sounds to me like one of the coolest like concept album things I've ever seen, and it's really, really interesting. So if anybody watching this video knows what this is,
you know, I clicked on when I Google them. I found a post on the prog metal subreddit.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's some guy that's like, hey, you ever heard of this album? This was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
No Spun by Opus, they say.
Oh, No Spun's the band. Opus by No Spun.
Oh, yes. Opus is the album they're talking about. That's not the one you're talking about,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Oh, okay.
That's this album.
Because then the first comment is a guy that says, I think you're going to have a hard time finding someone in the sub who hasn't heard of Opus. So apparently there must be pretty prolific in like the prog metal specific community.
That's
well known there.
Okay. That's good.
So you might get people that would tune into that.
Well, I searched for them online, and there are a few other people that have reacted to them because apparently it is like a pretty well-known prog metal thing.
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
what it seems like.
It just was blowing me away. I mean, I was listening again, and I listened to this the year it came out, just 3 years ago or whatever. And at the time I was like, oh, this is interesting, but it's not for me. And I've tried so hard since then to get into prog metal or prog at all. You know, we've been trying. I've been working on it. Yeah. And I think it sounds very much like Devin Townsend for people who are watching the video who know who Devin Townsend is. The music and the voice kind of sounds like that. It's very theatrical, very theatrical.
Okay.
And there's something about it that's super, super special. I can listen to it and tell this is like a very special album. And I would love to do a reaction to this, especially with you, Cody. I think we would love this, delving into the story and all of it. But like, if it's only going to get 200 plays, I don't want to waste our time doing that. Not that it would be a waste of time, but I want us to do videos. There are videos people want us to record, you know?
Sure, yeah.
So I don't want to waste time with something that no one's going to watch. And
let's see what the comments say.
So everybody let me know in the comments if you're familiar with the band No Spun and their album Opus. And I think it is like a magnum opus. Like it is a masterpiece. Like this is a once in a lifetime, the stars align type sounding album. So let me know if anyone would be interested in that at all, or that Proto Men album, because I do think both albums are very special, and I have to listen to the Proto Men one this year, if nothing else, and I'm going to bring it up to Chris in the next couple of weeks when we record our check-in for the top 12 albums of the year, because we're going to film a video for the first time this year talking about our lists at the halfway point. So I'll bring that up to him and see if he's listened to Proto Men album from this year yet, and if not, he'll definitely want to do that because I'll tell him that it sounds awesome. So if that's the case, he'll do that, and you could maybe join us for that one, Cody, because I think you would love it.
I read the kind of synopsis of the story and it looks like it's still like completely about Mega Man and Dr. Wily and all this stuff, so it would be kind of fun.
I have no idea about anything about any of that at all. I
thought you kind of implied that like they started 20 years ago as a Mega Man band, but it seems like that's still what they are.
See,
they're not just doing covers of Mega Man songs,
right?
So it's like it's all original stuff.
No, it's not. But yeah, it's not
thematically. That. So that I would find that interesting. Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Mega Man from what I observed listening to it.
No, but lyrically it does.
No, I'm sure it does, but like I didn't know that. Like I don't know anything about Mega Man, and it's not like they're saying it just was amazing to me. Like I was blown away listening to it, and I didn't get any Mega Man vibes from it. Like none of the synths in it are the coolest retro 70s sounding synths I've maybe ever heard. Like
we got to get Blade on for that one. He loves Mega Man.
Oh, Well, that would be awesome, but I don't know if Blade would want to do that. That would be great, but I don't know.
He would do it, I bet.
So okay. So with that in mind, Cody, what do you think of, what are your ambitions with?
I mean, I like Deer Hunter. I do like them. We have a lot of stuff on the docket to do, and it's like, yeah, I would rather do a Deer Hunter than an Evanescence album.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a bummer to hear.
Course. Sorry.
That's such a bummer to hear.
I'm enjoying this stuff more, but like, you got to give the people what they want at some point. So.
And I do think like,
and we have fun with those anyway.
Right. And that we only have one more Evanescence reaction we're going to do, I think. But
yeah, I guess if it was like the choice between like this and like a metal band I haven't heard of, you introducing me to them, I would rather listen to more of Deer Hunter.
Right. So I guess, okay, so this is another question, I guess, for everybody out there. Like, if I do the acts myself, I could probably get it done in a couple of three-ish months, maybe or so. But like, I go through things slow. Mm-hmm. We only do like 2, at most 3 videos a week in terms of recording. And it's just me doing everything myself. So it takes me a while to record, and then it takes me like 13 to 15 hours to render every video and stuff and then get it posted, which doesn't take that long, but it's annoying to make stupid ass thumbnails and timestamps. And like, I can't work very fast. And anytime a new album, the priority on the channel for me is new albums, because that is my thing. My jam is a new album being released. So like anytime a new album comes out and I'm anticipating it, that becomes the priority for me. Like we just did Muse last week. Phenomenal album. I mean,
the whole reason we started the Deer Hunter is because there was a new one out.
Oh, for sure. Exactly. 100%. I use that as my excuse.
That's what set us down this road.
So like,
and I prioritize classic albums.
Right. Because that's what, like, I think, Cody, do you enjoy doing reactions more when I have never heard it rather than you?
For sure. Because I find it a lot easier to talk about things that I already know.
Right. And I don't mind it either way. I love showing.
Yeah, you can talk about anything fresh or whatever, but it's hard for me to come up with things to say about something I just heard for the first time.
Right. So in that case, it does make sense to use our time that way more. Plus, we are doing. We're doing Blur, and we're going to finish that, and we want to do some Kinks, and then I really want to do ELO a lot, and we've
talked about that forever.
That and Emerson, Lake and Palmer, like there's things we want to do, so like it makes more sense for us to focus on those things when we're getting together.
Getting back to the Beatles,
back to the Beatles, 100%. Although at this point, I'm kind of just like waiting for them to release more remastered stuff, whatever. But we still need to do the.
We have ideas that we can
stuff. Yeah,
for sure. Do.
So, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see what the reaction to this one is and see what the comments say.
Okay.
If we get a whole lot of, I like the Deer Hunter fans, by the way, have been some of the best fans of anyone.
Yes. Very nice in the comments. They tell us really good stuff. And okay, so I guess that's the main thing. Like, if you want Cody to do it, you would have to probably wait a long time. Like, it would take us at least the rest of the year to do more Deer Hunter. Like, I don't even know if we'd be able to finish, because there's 5 acts albums. Yeah. So to do 5 of them, if we did even one a month, that's 5 months. And I think, honestly, I don't even know if we could do that.
Maybe we could do that Colors album, like the single album version of it or something.
That's what I was thinking. Like, if I just started doing the acts myself, then you could still be there for if we wanted to do like the color thing. And then they have a whole album that's separate from everything called Migrant, and which is separate from everything. They have EPs and stuff we could do. So if you want to keep doing stuff, we could do that, but I could focus on the acts myself. Yeah. But maybe I should listen to Acts 1, and if it's like blows my mind so much, although people were saying that it's like quite different as it goes on because they just got bigger as a band and more experienced. But like if like I get to like Act 2 or 3 and I'm like, Cody has to join me with this, like it's too cool. Yeah. Because like a lot of it, I think they say there's like orchestral elements and strings on a lot of the later stuff, and it's way more complex. And so if that's the kind of stuff that I think you would enjoy, I could bring you back on, but I think the plan probably should be just me moving forward with acts myself. It would go much faster that way, and people would get more videos. But if everyone in the comments is like, no, we like Cody being here, we want Cody there, then we'll wait and we'll do it that way. But we'll see. And then let us know what you guys think about the color spectrum too. So, okay, everybody, thank you so much. Shout out to it was JJ Metalhead, I believe it was. Shout out to her. Everyone go check out her channel again, and then check out all the stuff in our description. Head over to our Discord and talk to us about this. If you are someone that uses Discord, head over to our Discord and let me know, hey, I'm here from the Deer Hunter videos and the community. We can create a Deer Hunter channel over there, and you guys can go there and talk to us about it. You know, we use Discord like every day. We check it every day. We're on there all the time. And so... it helps if you tag me if you want to say something to me. Yes, for sure. So, okay. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We don't need to prolong the outro. Check out all the links for everything. We will see you all, or I will, or some form permutation of us will, in the next Deer Hunter video.